छोटे ਨੂੰ प्यार बड़े ਨੂੰ प्रणाम नमस्कार सत श्री अकाल आदाब। कोरोना वायरस बड़े औखे ਜਿਹੇ ਦਿਨ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਦਿੱਗਜ ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਇੱਕ ਦਿੱਗਜ ਕਲਾਕਾਰ ਯੋਗਰਾਜ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਾਲ। ਯੋਗਰਾਜ ਜੀ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ।
ਯੋਗਰਾਜ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੁਪੁੱਤਰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਬੂਲ ਕਰਿਓ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ, ਹੁਕਮ।
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਸਿਡਨੀ ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਵਿਕਾਸ ਪੌਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸੀ। ਅੱਜ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਨਾਲ ਖੁਸ਼ਕਿਸਮਤੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਆਉਣ ਲਈ।
Thank you, sir. God bless you all. Love you so much.
What changes have you seen in the personal life during the lockdown?
I think being together with the family, they are not time ਮਿਲਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
So I think it was very important to spend time with the family, with the kids, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਡ੍ਰੀਮਸ ਦੇ ਮਗਰ ਹੀ ਭੱਜਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਐਥਲੀਟ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਵਰਲਡ ਕਲਾਸ, ਮੈਂ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਐਕਟਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਯੂਵੀ ਨੂੰ ਖਿਲਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ। Well, I'm doing it for the family and I want all my kids to be the best in the world in their own fields. ਪਰ ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਕੋਲ ਵੀ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਕੋਲ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਆਲ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਇਟ ਵਾਸ ਡ੍ਰੀਮਸ ਐਂਡ ਡ੍ਰੀਮਸ ਰਨਿੰਗ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ। ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਵੀ ਯੋਗਰਾਜ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਪਰਿਵਾਰ 'ਚ ਬਹਿਣਾ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਸੁੱਖ ਦੁੱਖ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਦੁੱਖ ਤਕਲੀਫ ਸੁਣਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਐਂਡ ਦਿਸ ਵਾਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਮਿਸਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਮਾਈ ਲਾਈਫ ਐਂਡ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਬਲੀ ਇਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਰਿਹਾ that I have been a very loner in my life right from the beginning, though I was born to the very old parents and I'm the only son from the great parents I have. ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਦੀ ਅਹਿਮੀਅਤ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਅਹਿਮੀਅਤ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਘਰ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਅਹਿਮੀਅਤ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇਣਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਸਵੇਰੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ 5 ਵਜੇ, ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਗਏ 2 ਵਜੇ। ਯੂ ਆਰ ਵਰਕਿੰਗ, give money to the family, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਹਾਰਡ ਵਰਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ। ਬਟ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਦਿਸ ਲੋਕਡਾਊਨ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਰੇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਇਨ ਦੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਆਫ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਰੇਸ, ਹਿਊਮਨ ਐਗਜ਼ਿਸਟੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੋਇਆ। ਸੋ I think a lot of things have been very positive and I have changed myself a lot. You know, ਨਜ਼ਰੀਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ ਦਾ ਕਿ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਮੇਰਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਆ, ਬੱਚੇ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਸਾ ਕਮਾ ਕੇ ਦੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਹੈ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਦੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਹੈ and they will go and do wonders in their life in their own respective fields. But ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਬਾਪ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠਣਾ, ਆਪਣੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠਣਾ, ਆਪਣੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠਣਾ। So I think this lockdown has done a great wonders to me and I'm very thankful to God. In fact, ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 1 ਮਹੀਨਾ ਲੋਕਡਾਊਨ ਕਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਪਾਸ ਦ ਬਿੱਲ ਕਿ ਜੇ 1 ਮਹੀਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ। Be with your family, things will change, environment will change, and the thinking and process of the families and people will change.
You know, that is like taking out the positive from every situation. That is what Yograj Singh is. Can they dream big, achieve big? To see true example of उसी जिन्हें big dream किता ते achieve भी उस तो ज़्यादा बड़ा किता। Yograj जी मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗੇ ਚੰਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਸਪਿਨਰਸ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਦਬਦਬਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਬਟ you chose to be an express fast bowler. All the inspiration?
I think ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਫਾਸਟ ਬੋਲਰਸ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ and down the line ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਕੋਲ greatest fast bowlers ਹੈਗੇ। In my time we had Imran Khan as one of the idols. Why can't we have this? ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਿਲੀਵ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੈਨੇਟਿਕਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ, ਬਲੱਡ ਲਾਈਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਬੜੀ ਮੈਟਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜੀਨਸ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫੋਰਫਾਦਰਸ ਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬਲੱਡ ਲਾਈਨ ਕੀ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ that ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਡਿਵੀਜ਼ਨ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਵੱਲ ਚਲਾ ਗਿਆ, 3/4 ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਚਲਾ ਗਿਆ। ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਬਲੱਡ ਲਾਈਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਚਲੀ ਗਈ। Even if you see people like Wasim Akram, Bakar, the great Imran Khan and all these people, such brilliant express fast bowlers. So I thought, why can't I do it? So फिर मैं शुरू किया because I was a very good athlete. I was running 100 meters 10.8 seconds in my time when I was in class 8. So when I was put into cricket, I used to bowl very fast. I wanted to
हाँ
bowl very quick, which I bowled very quick in my life.
हाँ जी
And though I couldn't play for a long time, though Kapil Dev played, who was my contemporary in right from the childhood, and I'm very proud of him. And he also had 434 wickets, and he's the cricketer which I always loved the way he bowled and the way he approached towards the game. So I think both of us, we had a fierce competition between us, which probably took him to that heights, because without a competition, you can't become anything. So as you asked me the
agree
question about the fast bowling, it's all about the bloodline, because if you see Kapil Dev's family also, they come from Pakistan, or when the partition took place, if you see the Sikh regime, the Punjab regime, right from Afghanistan to Tibet and Kashmir and Delhi. So I think the bloodline of the Afghans mix around with all these people, with all these giant and huge people, big people, very powerful people. Apne Singh jede si, apne Shaheed jede Guru Sahib the time. So that bloodline was coming, and we were very powerful, but most of the time we were utilizing that power in fighting the battle against the Mughals. So when
बिल्कुल
it comes to sports, I think that's what really happened, and it changed the course of the thought process in India after Kapil Dev and Yograj Singh took over
हाँ
as
जी
the fast bowling, that we have very great fast bowlers with us. So that was the
perfect
reason.
हाँ जी मेरे ख्याल है it is the destiny that takes you where it has to take you. So do you ever regret leaving as the player of the game in cricket?
Oh yes, that regret will always remain with me, and I always feel that what kind of a country I was born in, where your own people of your cricket fraternity, your own selectors, your own administrators, your own cricketers, they turn against you and they want to put you down because of the reasons, the selfish reasons, and which I am very pained even till today, and it will remain with me till I die. Maybe I always tell God that I will come back in next life and finish this, which I will do. And because I worked very hard for it, and just because few people who, this political, dirty politics in India, which is going on, favoritism, these people, their egos. So it's really hurt me down the line. I wish I was born somewhere in Australia or somewhere in New Zealand or somewhere in England or somewhere, other countries where you are loved as you are a human being, or your talent is loved by those people. You see how Australian people, they bring out everybody. They don't have favoritism and egos, all sort of things. So I think that's always remained with me. And but God has been very kind that I was able to bring my child, Yuvraj Singh, into the greatest legend of all time, and tell
Absolutely.
these people, the administrator, the filthy politicians of the cricket fraternity, that I am the king, you are still the slaves, and you will always remain slaves.
मेरे ख्याल ਨਾਲ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਸੱਚ ਬੜਾ ਕੌੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਐਕਸੈਪਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ
It
ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ
doesn't matter.
ਹਾਂ
It
so
doesn't matter.
I think that has been
I
the case
damn care
but
about this world and the people. कहते जो जे सच सुनने की आदत नहीं है, then you are not humans, you are like animals. You are worse than dogs if you can't listen the truth. So ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੱਚ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਬੜੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਖੁਦਾ ਦੇ ਬੜੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ. And I believe in talking straight on the face and tell somebody a spade is a spade, that you are what you are. That's very important. Yes.
I think that is what an individual Yograj Singh ਵੀ ਨਾ ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਦੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਕਦੀ ਹੋਣਾ. ਅੱਛਾ your journey from cricket to Punjabi movies, ਦੋਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ which has been more fun and which has been more difficult, cricket and Punjabi movies?
I think, sir, both the things have been very, very difficult, and I had to work very hard. Even when I came to film line, there was such a filthy, dirty politics, jealousy going around, as good as it was in cricket. They could not tolerate a young, handsome man coming into the film industry. But as the destiny is, when the God is with you, I signed a film, Batwara, and before Batwara, I did film Dharti Punjab Di, and then I signed as a hero in Yaar Gariba Da. So it was a very, very difficult time. I remember once I was shooting, and one of the artists, I don't want to name him, which I will in my book, and he says, ये क्रिकेट का मैदान नहीं है, आ जाते हैं खिलाड़ी खेलने के लिए, एक्टिंग है भैया, पहले एक्टिंग सीख के आओ. So that really hurt me very hard in my heart. And that very day I said, okay, I am going to show them and show this guy that I am the best, ever existed in the film industry. So I started working very hard because I'm kind of a guy, if somebody doesn't provoke me, he can't take the best out of me. I can understand, okay? So it has been a very, very difficult journey with all the jealousies with co-actors, co-stars. But I think my producers and directors, they always supported me. And they thought that I am the best and I could be the best, ever. So I worked it very hard. I used to work 18 to 19 hours a day. You won't believe I just used to sleep 4-5 hours. वो भी मैं अपनी गड्डी सो जाता सी. Similarly, in cricket, I worked very hard. But I think God wanted me to become an actor, so He changed my destiny from cricket to the film industry, and I'm very thankful to God Almighty.
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਕੂਲਿੰਗ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਕੂਲਿੰਗ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਯੂ ਮੈਟ ਐਨ ਐਕਟਰ ਵਰਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਹੀ ਹੈਜ਼ ਬੀਨ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦ ਕੀ ਪੁਆਇੰਟਸ ਇਨ ਯੋਰ ਐਕਟਿੰਗ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਡੈਥ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦਾ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਬੜਾ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਜਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੋ ਵਾਟ ਵਾਸ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਇਨ ਯੋਰ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਐਟ ਦੈਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ
First of all, sir, I have been schooled with the Irish brothers and nuns where there was no Punjabi and Hindi ever. But the Punjabi which I learned is from my mother. She, in our family, we had this tradition of talking Punjabi and learning Punjabi and Gurmukhi, which I am very thankful to my mom and to my dad. That was one reason. But when Virenderji took me from the petrol pump when I was sitting, a very dejected man thrown out of the Indian team for no reason, and I was very, very sad. And I had this little boy with me, YograjSingh, who was just 1.5 years old. And he was in my lap all the time. I used to cuddle him and always think that I am going to do everything through this boy. So that very moment, Virender walked up and he told me that I'm making a film, why don't you come over? So I just refused him point blankly. I think after that he went to my mother because my Chachaji's son Jeetpal was with him from Kanej. So my mom said, you better take him because he's feeling very sad or ghar da mahol bada kharab ho chuka hai because certainly from that peak when you're thrown down your whole family is shattered. So I think that was like a picnic to me and I went and from the sets I ran off because I couldn't speak the dialogues. So I thought the whole film keda yaad rakhuga mainu aaya lagda si enni ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕੌਣ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਬਲੌਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੂਟਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਐਡਿਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦਾ so then Virender told me no it is one shot and you have to speak this line so I thought that was easy and I was in the sets and doing very well I find Daljeet Kaur the greatest actress of the Punjabi cinema supporting me very well all the time on the sets of Batwara and Yaar Gariban Da, and she was telling me the final points of the acting, which I owe her a lot in my life. And from that very day, I think Mustafa Qureshi Saab, if you know the Pakistani greatest actor, he is basically my guru, and it's like jidda Aklavya ne Dronacharya da murti bana ke teerandazi kiti si. So I had Mustafa Qureshi all the time in my mind that I want to be like him. So I think I went very close to him, though he's the greatest of all time. So I think this is how it went. And when Virender died, before he died, he told me that I signed 6 films with Virender. He says, I'm not going to act anymore. I'll become a director. And I'm going to take YograjSingh as my hero. When Gugu Gill also walked in. At that moment of time, ਅਸੀਂ ਜੱਟ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੂਟਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ. But when he was shot and there was nothing left to do, I thought the man has done something for me. I must pick up this film industry on my shoulder and go ahead. And then we started off, we made Anak Jattandi and I was doing as a negative character, which I never liked doing a negative character because I thought I was very handsome, good looking boy. Why can't I be the hero? But then when Gugu Gill walked in, that pair came in that mind. But the back of the mind I always had that I would become a hero one day. So then slowly things changed and the cinema of Punjabi film grew up and we took it to the great heights where I did my negative and positive characters and all sorts of characters. It has been a great journey, but I think after Virender's death, as you asked the question, I always wanted that I am going to carry forward what Virenderji did in the film industry, for the film industry, yes.
Yuvraj ji, मैं एक गल ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਰੋਲ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਣ but you have been hero in the eyes of generation like us. I still remember when we were kids, ਨੀਲਮ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪੈਟਰੋਲ ਪੰਪ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਕਲਣਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਯੋਗਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਦਿਖ ਜਾਣ ਸਹੀ. So you have been hero, you are hero and you will always be hero. ਅੱਛਾ, moving on, UV ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ you got a son and a daughter. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਫਿਲਮ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਚ ਆਉਣ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ?
I have 4 children. One is YograjSingh, Zorawar Singh from the first marriage.
Ji.
Then I have Victor YograjSingh and Amarjot Kaur from the second marriage.
Ji.
So all these children are very much united together and they help each other. So YograjSingh has already been the greatest legend of all times. Zorawar Singh is working hard to get into films, which I'm sure he will do. Victor wants to become the greatest director of all time, which I'm sending him to America and Florida. My daughter is going to Florida for tennis. So I want all my children. This is my dream, to see all my children flourish on the greatest level in their own respected lives and whatever they want to do. So I'm pushing them very hard. I have a very brilliant wife with me, their mother, the second wife. She's pushing kids around. She's taking them every day out from practice. I'm taking, Victor is doing, he's working 14 to 15 hours. So I think time to come, you will see all these kids like Yuvraj Singh in their respected field would be the greatest of all time. That's my wish. Rest God knows better.
I think ਜਿਹੜੇ genes ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਨਾ father ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ, the God gift has been there.
See, one thing sir, I want to talk to you. I have not taught my kids कि तू अभी पैसा कमाना, जायदाद बढ़ाना, अभी लेना, इधर भी लेना. No, they are beautiful children. I'm a blessed father to have such brilliant kids. I have not taught them to earn money. I've not taught them to do things. I've taught them to work very hard and do their level best in life under the guidance of God Almighty, under His rules and regulations, and to become greatest human beings than whatever it is. Today, when people talk about Yuvraj Singh, not only as the greatest legend the world cricket had, but the greatest human being, that gives me the greatest happiness, believe me, sir. So my kids, as far as I'm concerned, they should be beautiful and great human beings, which they are and they will become.
Wonderful. This is an absolute gift one can ever wish for, and you are gifted for it. As a father, I really want to congratulate you. UV has gifted India 2 World Cups. A memory to cherish forever. What I feel, UV's career would have been different had he been made the captain for T20 World Cup 2007.
That was the biggest mistake the Indian selectors did then. Mr. Dilip Vangsarkar, he was the chief selector and he was a very good friend of mine. I told him it is a time to hand over the captaincy to Yuvraj Singh. But somehow the other, Mr. Srinivasan, then became the president of the board, who had Mahendra Singh Dhoni as his captain of CSK. Obviously, everybody has their individual choices. But that was the worst thing which was happened, that you take somebody's right and give it to somebody else. Because that time when Mahendra Singh Dhoni became a captain, the Indian players were outstanding. You could have given captaincy to any Dick and Harry, he would have been the greatest captain. So I think that really hurts me a lot. Why they did this and the way they behaved with Yuvraj Singh, the selectors and the people, and the way Mr. Dhoni and Srinivasan played things with him is very sad. It pains me very hard, but I think it's okay. That was a destiny. They did everything to pull him down, but still Yuvraj Singh today, if you talk about him, when I walk around, he is loved by each and everyone, even by the animals. But the other people, they are always talked about in negative sense. So obviously, it was the greatest mistake on the selector's side. You cannot do this. And why they did this was really I asked a big question to Dilip Vangsarkar. I said, why did you do this? Oh, he didn't have any answers because he must be having a lot of pressure from the board. So I can understand that. So that was, yes, I think that's the right of my son which they took away. So it's okay. God bless them anyway.
Malab, it is not only that hurts you, I think it hurts a lot of Indians like me and a lot of others around who love the game. I'm not saying Dhoni wasn't a good captain, but he could have been much better when Yuvraj was there, or probably he would have taken the game to another level.
I'm not taking away from Dhoni as one of the greatest players, okay? A greatest captain, no doubt about it. I'm not taking anything away from anybody. I'm just
जी
talking about the right.
जी
मेरा हक
बिल्कुल
मुझे मिलना चाहिए.
जी
अगर मेरा हक छीन के आप किसी को दोगे तो भाई तकलीफ तो होगी. So I think that was which we are talking about. Uh, uh, Indian cricket did very well under Ganguly, under Dhoni. God bless them. But why was Yuvraj Singh deprived of his right? That's the question. And if they've done it, well, they'll pay for it also in their lives. Ape bij ape kha nanak hukmi aveja. I have no regrets, but I feel sad that you should not take anybody's right and give it to somebody else. For me, all the children, everybody are the same, and I love them very much, to be very honest.
Gee, gee. So, what would be your advice to all the young captains of any sport, not only cricket, to the young captains of any sport, especially how to build the teamwork so that they can deliver the best of the results?
Sir, I think it all comes from your family background. It all comes from the culture you are born and brought up with. It is the bloodline in you which matters. Now you see Saurav Ganguly, when he became the captain of the Indian team, he picked up all these guys, Zahir Khan, Sehwag, Harbhajan Singh, Yuvraj Singh, Mohammad Kaif. You know, all these youngsters were inducted into the Indian team. So I think it's very important for anybody to give. अगर मैं भूखा हूँ और आपको भूख लगी है, मैं अपनी रोटी आपको पहले दूं कि आप खाना खाइए. That should be the human mentality, to love each other, to be together. So I think it is very important to look after your players. It is very important to love them. See, if you see Australian captain Justin Langer, I was
हाँ
just
जी
watching this, episodes of the test in which Australian team had the problem of match fixing and tampering the ball. And from there, Justin Langer took up and brought the Australian team on top of the level. And I think that those kind of people, people like Gary Kirsten, these are the people who always give to players. So even the captain should be like a father figure to the whole team. He should be more concerned about his player than concerned about himself.
I
Because
agree
in India, there's too much of money involved in cricket. So everybody says, यार मैं ये भी ले लूं, ये भी भर लूं, घर भर लूं, पता नहीं कल को मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा. So we are not bothered about the game much. We are bothered about our power and money, which makes us sometimes go out of track.
you know, World Cup 2019, what went wrong? And secondly, केड़ी गलती है which we should not repeat it in the next World Cup?
Now let's talk about the World Cup 2015 first.
Okay.
After 2011 World Cup, when we had a top team,
जी
I would like to ask a question to the whole world, to the fraternity of cricketers in India, to the board and to the selectors. Why did you drop 7 players? After the captaincy of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, we lost 11 test matches in a row. Now, this is talking before World Cup 2015.
हाँ जी
So, when we have losing 11 matches, so you have the statement coming from Srinivasan in a very secretive way. कोई भी drop हो, Mahendra Singh Dhoni को drop नहीं करता. Now, when you give a captain this hand, he has his own choices because he's playing the IPL for his CKS. At one time in Indian team, 11 players were playing for CKS. The players who didn't even deserve to be in the Ranji squad, they played for India. Okay? Now, that was one reason we lost 2015, because we didn't have the greatest Yuvraj Singh. We didn't have Gautam Gambhir. We didn't have Virender Sehwag. Why they were chucked out? And we didn't have Zahir Khan too. These were the 5 people who should have been in the squad, who won the World Cup for us after Dravid and Lakshman and Sachin retired. These people were thrown out of the side with all vested reasons. I don't know. I know everything, but I will say it in my book. I'm writing a book. I'll say everything in there, and I will tear everybody apart. But then you come to your question, the next World Cup. We lost the 2015 under Mahendra Singh Dhoni. We lost 2019 under Virat Kohli. I want to ask you one question. When you have a guy who has won 4 trophies for you, 2 World Cups, 2007 World Cup, under 19 World Cup, 2011 World Cup, IPL trophy, why you had chucked out somebody who could have won you all the games and won you the trophy? So there's one reason. I think the worst thing which happened in 2019 was that when Yuvraj was dropped for no reason, and that is why we suffered in number 4 slot in batting. But if you see Yuvraj's career, every time he used to come at number 4 and win 90% of games for India before Mahendra Singh Dhoni came in or rest of the players came in. So you drop players for your own selfish interest. What you did, you destroyed the Indian team and you lost both the World Cups.
Maybe there will be changes in the practice and playing the matches once COVID-19 is over. कितने additional efforts and special attention is required? क्योंकि personal psychology and sports motivational tactics, these are two key points that need to be looked at.
No, sir. You are, forget about this. Let's come to the associations.
Okay.
The administrators.
Yeah.
The people who are involved in the administration. I want to ask one question. Is the associations and the board produce players or the players produce the association and board? You are there because of cricketers. Absolutely. The board is there because of the cricketers. The associations are there because of cricketers. And you treat cricketers like servants and slaves. The money comes from the board. 100 crores, 200 crores to each association. Not even a single penny is, spent on the players. Okay? The entire money is going 95%. The money from the board to the association is going in the pockets of the administrators. So if we are not going to level that, sir, nothing will work for India. The money, IPL money belongs to the players. Okay? It doesn't belong to the board. It doesn't belong to the association. So you have to spend more on the players, their upbringing, their physios, their practice sessions. You are treating cricketers in India like slaves, like Romans treated slaves. I have seen this. I've gone through. I speak on top of my voice. People are afraid of speaking because of their futures. So whatever you said, sir, that is beside the point. We have to sort ourselves first, that we have to respect and love our cricketers. Then only things can be all right. Rest of the things they do follow. The money which these people are pocketing in their own, they are committing sins, because this money should be spent on the people who are sweating their blood and sweat 14 hours a day, sir. The players I'm talking about. So if you're taking the rights off, how would you like to improve the players and the cricketers? In India today, sir, if IPL was not there, I will still see that 95% cricketers would be suffering. Today, there is a foundation of cricketers in Chandigarh, in India, by Makarand Vengankar. The players who are retired, sir, they don't have one meal for themselves. Oh. The groundsmen, the people who have looked after cricketers, looked after board, they're dying without food, without shelter. Can you imagine the plight of a retired Indian cricketer in this country, sir? So we have to understand that this has to change, and this is demons and evil people who are ruling these kind of associations, these kind of board. They have to change or they have to be destroyed. That's what I feel, because I always feel for those people, वो मजदूर जो काम कर रहा है, सड़क पे रोड़ी कुट रहा है, उसका खाने का राइट पहले है, आपका बाद में। वो जो बिल्डिंग बना रहा है, वो जो सारा दिन गरीब मर रहा है, उसका राइट है पहले जीने के लिए, आपका राइट बाद में है, क्योंकि आप उनकी वजह से हो, उनकी वजह से आप ये लोग नहीं है। So I think it is very important to feel for the cricketers and for the poor in this country. But unfortunately, sir, we are ruled by the demon cult of people, not only India, but the entire world. And I said on top of my voice.
Because I've spent half of my life in India, and then when I was on 25, I migrated to Australia. Half of the life I've spent here. When I see that emphasis being put on the personal psychology and the sports motivation tactics.
That's a different story, sir. I'll give you an example. My daughter has been playing tennis for the last 6 years in Chandigarh. You come and see the plight, what is happening around in the centers. She goes to CLTA, she still doesn't get a chance to play with the senior players. And the bullshit coaches and people over there are trying to tell me that this is the way it happens. And tomorrow if my daughter goes to Florida, which she's going, and become the world greatest champion, these people will say, oh, she was our student. I taught her this, I taught her that. See, what you talking about, the psychologists and all this, sir, this is a very small thing in life. The first thing you should know to love your players, love your sportsmen, and treat them like your own children. Then only things will change, sir.
It's been around a year since you visited Australia. So they would have been best of the memories of that visit. And of course, the cricketing experience at Sydney Cricket Ground in Australia.
Oh yes, I think the first beautiful experience was when I got this award of the Star of the Millennium and the Lifetime Achievement Award. Oh, I, I was finding it very hard to control my tears. And then we were dancing with the MP of
Hanji.
Australia. We were doing Bhangra, and we were there with the people together. That was a beautiful evening. And then the most emotional thing came up when they took me to Sydney Ground,
Hanji.
where I was sitting in my dressing room. I was meeting, and I was standing and looking at the ground, and I was thinking, oh, this was my first place when I held the cap of India and I played the first one days. So there were very emotional moments, to be very honest, sir, because cricket has been in my blood. It is part of my life. It is part of my heartbeat. But when you go to a place like Australia and you think about, why do I have to go back to India? I must stay back. In fact, I told Sarabjit and all these guys, Abra मैंने कहा यार कभी जिंदगी में मुझे खुदा यहाँ ले आए तो मैं क्रिकेट की सेवा करूं, मैं समझूंगा कि मेरा जीवन जो है सफल हो गया. So I think that was the intent of being there, sir. Thank you so much, because after 30 years, the Sydney Ground was like sitting with my wife around and telling her this was my place. I had to sit here. We used to do this. It was such a beautiful moment.
You know, YograjSingh, he always thinks outside the box. 100%, there would be current projects and upcoming projects in the kitty. Can you share something about it?
I think, sir, first of all, my wife and she has opened up the QuestRempliVlogs films.
Hanji, I got to know that. Hanji.
Along with Amitoj Gargji, they are partners, and I'm their ambassador. And
right.
This is one company which I have a dream to take it to the greatest level of all time. So we are working on a lot of projects at the moment. We're doing a lot of songs. We are working on the movies. They are working on biography. My son, Victor YograjSingh, is working on my biography. Okay. He has titled the book as the man of the longest hour. So a lot of films are coming up, because before the lockdown, I was doing 6 films in a row. And those films would come up again. So a lot of things I want to do and help my son Victor in the direction. So he's making a lot of documentaries now. He started off 3 documentaries on YograjSingh as cricketer, YograjSingh as actor, YograjSingh as coach. So all these things are coming up through our company QuestRempliVlogs. And I have a beautiful team right along my wife and Amitoj Garg and Victor and Annie and UV and everybody. So we are working together towards the success of every individual. So all these projects are coming, and a lot of things are happening. And inshallah, in coming time, we'll be doing very good things by the grace and the blessings of the God Almighty.
I would look forward to your visit back in Australia as soon as possible. That is what my wish list is at the moment.
Oh, sir, if you ask me, I'll take a first flight to Australia. If somebody tells me, here's your green card and here's your passport, I'll pack up from this country, to be very honest. Such a beautiful place. It's a paradise, and such beautiful people there.
Haji. Before we wrap up, the message to the youth, the young artists, and the connection of these people with the spiritual world for them to be as successful as one can.
See, what I've experienced, I will share that with the entire younger generation, with all the people, the artists, and all the sportsmen. First of all, it is very important to thank God all the time what He has given you. Thank you, God, for the life. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for all this beautiful body. You have to thank Shukrana. रोज खुदा दा करना बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत important है, sir. That is one thing you should do all the time. Never feel jealous of anybody. Always help even the contemporary, in the people you're competing with. Never ever do something wrong to hurt somebody's heart. And always love people as one, the children of one Almighty God. I think if you can learn this and pray to God all the time, every time, thanking Him, loving people, giving to others, I'll tell you, what goes around comes around. आप जो यूनिवर्स को दोगे आपको अबंडेंस में खुदा वो यूनिवर्स देगा. ये मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है. एवरीथिंग इज कर्मा एंड थॉट प्रोसेस. इट शुड बी पॉजिटिव, लविंग एंड केयरिंग. यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस, इट विल बी देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू.
शुक्रगुजार हूं मैं विकास पॉल का, जिनकी वजह से आपसे मिलने का मौका हुआ ड्यूरिंग योर विजिट टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया लास्ट टाइम, एंड दिस टाइम सरबजीत सिंह, जिनके वजह से आज आपसे बात करने का मौका मिल रहा है. थैंक यू सो मच सरबजीत.
मैं कुछ कहना चाह रहा हूँ इन लोगों के बारे में जो जिन्हों के आपने नाम लिए हैं.
जी,
मैं सर यहाँ से ऑस्ट्रेलिया गया था लास्ट ईयर.
हाँ जी.
सरबजीत सिंह, विकास, एवरीबॉडी,
हाँ,
जितने भी लोग हैं, अरोड़ा साहब,
हाँ
मैं
जी.
हाथ जोड़कर उनके चरणों में प्रणाम करता हूँ. मुझे इतना प्यार मिला, मुझे इतना सत्कार मिला, मुझे सबने गले से लगा के रखा, मेरे साथ रहे. एंड when I was taking my flight back home, I was in tears for the amount of love I got. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, my beautiful friends. You will always remain in my heart, and I will always love you. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
What a wonderful conversation. For me, it was not an interview. एक गल करके एक मेरे पास एक नवी जर्नी का रास्ता बनाया. जी हाँ, वॉइस आजकल से आज हमने की योगराज सिंह से बातचीत, और मैं आपका नवनीत. योगराज जी, थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Thank you, sir.
One-stop answer to your Australian education and visa matters. Gemco Sydney. Dream big, achieve big.
Fiji Times. Be with the times.